Maddie, I mean, you have such an incredibly diverse background doing social work, foster work, outreach, lots and lots and lots of, and that's what your degree's in, right?
Yeah, my degree was in communications, but my minor was in nonprofit studies, and I went into foster care and adoption right after I graduated. And
Wow.
so my story is, I grew up in the church with two faith-filled, strong, believing parents, and honestly loved Jesus from a young age. I was raised, I performed drama, sign language, I did all the things. I was going up to people at 8 years old, prophesying over people, laying hands, healing people. I mean, really like
Wow.
an intimate relationship with the Lord from a very young age. And then I would say high school was when it started becoming a little bit more transactional. It's like, all right, Lord, like I'll come to you when I need you, when I need something from you. More like a celebrity figure. It's like, I know you, God, like I've heard of you, I know of you, but like I don't have that personal, intimate relationship with you right now. And that's kind of what high school was for me. And then I would say college was really when it was that time where I'm like, okay, it's me and you, Lord. Like, this is no longer my parents telling me what to do. This is no longer about what the people around me are doing. I'm not in a small high school anymore where I need to have this, Christian reputation. Like, I'm at this big university all on my own. I can make whatever decisions I want to make. No one's here to tell me what to do. Who do I want to be? And I just remember having that moment freshman year of college. I was a bit confused because all my friends who had come into college with me, because I went to high school in Auburn and then went to Auburn University to college. And I brought a few friends with me. And so I kind of went into college, hoping to just continue to do life with them. But I remember some of them started going in different directions and they started making some decisions that I felt like were a bit out of character for them. And I remember I had a decision to make in that moment. And I got alone in my dorm room and I just started crying. And I was like, Lord, like, who do I want to be? What kind of life do I want to live? And do I really want to go all in with you? And I just
Wow.
remember in that moment, I was like, I do. Like, I don't want anything apart from you. And I've kind of lived this like lukewarm, mediocre Christian lifestyle, and it's gotten me nowhere. And I'm ready to go all in with you. And so I
Wow.
remember that was the moment for me. And then from that point, I started getting super plugged into a church. I joined a small group, met some really amazing Christian friends, and then started leading at my church. And then I actually,
Beautiful.
at the same time as going to Auburn University, I joined my church's Bible college, went through Bible college, graduated both at the same time, and knew God had something for my life, but didn't totally know what that was going to look like. And, I, right after college, started working in foster care and adoption. And it was such a big part of my heart, but I still knew there was more. And I was like, okay, Lord, like, I know this is going to be a part of what you have for me one day, but I know this isn't the totality of it. And so I'm going to be faithful with where you have me. And I'm just going to trust you with the rest. And so I was in that job for about a year. And then in that job was when I actually got a call to go on a reality TV show called The Bachelor. And I remember when I got that call, I literally thought it was a prank call. And I was like, this is hilarious. Like, why are you guys calling me? They asked me to come on the show. And at first I said, no, absolutely not. I'm not interested in that. I want to, be a minister and a pastor. I think you're looking for the wrong girl. And they were like, no, we want you on the show. And so I was just like, I think I'm okay. And they were like, just think about it and pray about it. And I remember I called my mom and she was like, never close a door until you've taken time to pray about it. And so I was like, okay, all right, not what I expected to hear from my mom, but all right. And
Hilarious.
I
That's
know, right?
awesome.
Like I'm sitting here thinking she's going to be like, no, you're not going on that show.
Over my dead body.
Yeah, right. And she's like, pray about it. I'm like, huh? So I went home and we just took that season as a family and just really, really prayed about it. And just, there's so many different things. I mean, that's a whole nother story, but the Lord just really laid on my heart that was the direction he wanted me to go in, and it made zero sense at all. And I didn't understand it, but I just trusted the peace that I felt. And at the time, I couldn't see it. I didn't understand it, even in the thick of it. but I just continued to just be open-handed with it. And I just tried to be faithful with it and just prayerful through it. And now looking back, I've so seen how the Lord has used it, and how the Lord has encouraged I pray, and just through the messages I've received from people, but just how many women have just been so encouraged, standing firm in faith under pressure, and standing firm in purity in today's culture, and being able to pursue just holiness and to stay true to your convictions when everything is pulling at you otherwise. Wow. And so that was, my story, and then came off the show, and obviously my whole life looks crazy and different. And I was just like, okay, Lord, what do you want with all of this? And, I had people reaching out to me about writing a book, and coming and speaking at different conferences and churches, and it all just really just took off there. And I just continue to pray. I'm like, all right, Lord, like I'm still fine with going back to Birmingham, Alabama, and working for foster care and adoption. But if this is what you'll have for me right here, like I just want to be faithful with it. And so it's been an adventure since then, and moved to Dallas 2 years ago. And then during my time in Dallas was when I met Grant. And gosh, the blessing that's been, and all that I've learned and grown, and how I've grown in my faith, and in my confidence in the Lord has just grown so much just in being with him. So that's a little bit of my story.
Thank you so much for listening. And be sure to swing by LeviLusko.com to see what's going on in our world, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. In the meantime, we would love to connect with you on social media. Jenny and Levi Lusko, out.